So here we are. Thank you for joining us again. I am the J-Dogg. This is the J-Dogg Nation Network, and we're back here for Clash of Champions. Long overdue, almost 2 weeks. Clash of Champions results review and more, if you see there on the screen, because we're going to talk about, there's a lot to talk about here in wrestling the last couple of weeks and weeks coming up. Anyway, I am joined again by the man, the myth, the legend, the YouTube slut, J&W Boss. How you doing, boss?
Okay, I may be that, but at least I'm not the one that's having improper grammar, because you and sexy don't belong in the same sentence, but that's just me.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you heard me correctly. You and sexy don't belong in the same sentence. You're over there looking like a retired lumberjack, but okay, cool.
You know what? Maybe you haven't seen the total package, that's why.
Yeah, nah, I ain't got to. I ain't got to at all, actually.
Yeah.
Nor do I need to.
Well, it's nice to have you again, man. How you been? Everything's been good?
Well, I'm pretty good. I hope everybody... In fact, let me go and do this now.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. You got the floor. Okay. Floor's yours.
Okay. Now, I've really been, kind of thinking about this, lately, over the past couple of days, and we're all a community here. You, myself, Cole, everybody. It does this in some way is part of this community. So, like you say, there's been a lot going on. So we're gonna say, guys, everybody who ends up watching this or listening to this, trust me, this is great. This platform is great. I've met so many cool people through here, and it's great and all. But at the end of the day, your physical and your mental health come before any of this. And of course, and I'll be transparent. There are moments where I came to J-Dogg and I've talked with him about, some stuff that's been going on in my personal life. So even though, yes, we're all kind of united under the front of our WWE gamer community, outside of that, we're also friends. So if you ever need somebody to talk to, reach out to somebody. Heck, my DM's always open too. Just hit me up on Twitter or whatever. I'm pretty sure you're probably the same way. If you need to talk, use it. So we're all community. We're all part of this community, man. So I felt I had to get that off my chest, honestly.
No, I think that's very important, man. Above all, what we're doing here is just having fun, man. We have fun with wrestling. We love wrestling. We love creating wrestling matches as we do on WWE 2K19. We like talking about wrestling. We like watching wrestling. But above all else, at the end of the day, it is just entertainment. It's wrestling, like you said, boss. Mental health, your physical health, a lot more important than all of that. Your family. So yeah, always take care of that first. And like boss said, man, I'm always here. I've been here for boss because I consider him a friend, man, not just someone that I do this with. And I'm breaking character, but kiss my ass.
Yeah, both are. Yeah, we both are. I mean, but it needs.
But sometimes, sometimes you got to, man. And we did, like you said, we've seen some people going through some rough time, and some we know about. I mean, we don't know the personal details, but right. Anytime someone's going through anything, mental, especially mental health, man, it gets a lot of True. It gets a bad rap. It gets that stigma. I think I threw a text out there because Mauro Ranallo tweeted. Mauro Ranallo tweeted something out. Yeah, he's not texting me, believe me. He tweeted something about mental health awareness, something, and how that stigma, let's get that stigma out. And it is, man. If you're going through anything, you're bipolar, you got depression, you got anxiety, panic attacks, all that stuff, which I myself, and I'll be open, I've gone through a lot of that. I've suffered through anxiety, through panic attacks and that, and it was not easy. And thank God I am in a better place now. It took a lot of work and a lot of talking to a lot of people and just getting the right help that you need. And it is, man. It's very important. We are, like I said, we're a community. I know Third Strike always talks about us being a community a lot. He's done a lot. XTV, Coltrane's always there. So I know a lot of them have said they've had either a bad week or going through something. So yeah, man, we we extend our friendship and we extend our hand and our ears and anything. So
yeah, and one last thing, if you have to step away from making content or whatever, then by all means do it. Like real fans, they're gonna get it. Stuff happens. Life happens. We still gotta live our normal lives when we're off camera or when you don't hear us on the video. We still gotta live our normal life. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, and I'm guilty of that sometimes, man, because I don't feel that well, and I'm like, oh, let me just push through and do this because I don't have, especially when you don't have a lot of time, when you have to work, and I know a lot of us do, especially bigger YouTubers like Murphs, man. He has his full-time job, and people like that, they still have to work and get stuff done. So yeah, this comes, when we have our free time, when we have that, we come and we get into this, and it's happened to me a lot of times. I'm like, oh man, I have to use my free time, and then sometimes I might not go somewhere, or I might not be there with the family, or I might be feeling bad, and then I still want to push myself through. But no, yeah, it's important to take time for yourself. Get back, breathe. Just recuperate. Get yourself better, and like you said, it'll always be there, man. YouTube will be here. I don't think it's going anywhere, and all of us will always be here. So the people who are really your fans or followers or friends or whatever you want to call them, like they'll always be there. For you, there'll always be another day for that.
True. So we broke character.
Yeah.
But whatever. We had to say that. We had to get that out there. So
no, I think it's important. I think it was important, man. But if you want, let's we could talk about that and go into another. But anyway, let's start our. I don't know if this is the fourth or fifth unofficial podcast, Clash of Champions results. I'm sorry.
This is the fourth. This is the fourth.
Oh well, I'm glad you're keeping track. I'm glad that you know how to count, boss.
Well then, what you trying to say?
What?
Trying to say I'm illiterate? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh no, I would never say that.
Right, okay.
So this is results
you already
review.
said people don't love me, but whatever.
Results review and more, like I said, because there's a lot happening, man. NXT just debuted on the USA Network. We have AEW debuting next week on Wednesday, head-to-head with NXT, and then we also have Fox moving to. SmackDown Live moving to Fox. Fox is not moving anywhere. SmackDown Live will move to Fox. And Raw also, it's a season premiere and all that. We got big matches coming up, so a lot of stuff happening on the King of the Ring finish. But we'll get into that, I guess, as we do the results review, or we could do it after, see how much time we got going on, and then we can get into it. And, I have some things to say as well with some tweets and stuff I've seen in the community. So I got some thoughts that I want to get out of my head as well regarding that, and I know you pulled up something as well, so you probably want to get into that. But
yes.
And you know what? That just gave me an idea, man. Maybe we'll do. I want to do another podcast, an official podcast of just as maybe pulling stuff online, man. Let's pull comments online, post from the and you're laughing because you know what I'm talking about, especially a lot of these Facebook groups.
Oh God.
Or on Twitter. You know what? Let's do some homework. We're gonna do some homework. I'm gonna give you some homework, boss. Is that okay?
I already have enough of in college, but what?
That's fine. You could get more. Professor J-Dogg's gonna give you some more homework here. You go on Facebook, and I know you love these groups, and they love you. So go on Facebook, get as many interesting or retarded, for lack of a better word, post, and bring him to that podcast when we have it. And I will go on Twitter and I will do the same thing. So I'll raid Twitter, you can raid Facebook, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of content to talk about. Fair enough?
That should be funny. Yeah.
Oh, I think it will, man.
And if y'all have anything, share it with us.
Oh yes, please put in the comments there, comment section, or you know how to find us, man. Tweet us, message us, whatever you want to do, and let us know when you find anything that you find interesting out there. I know Superkick could probably find some stuff, right?
True. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He'd be all over that thing.
Oh, absolutely. There you go, Superkick. You got some homework, kid. Get to work. Anyway, before we keep blabbing on and give a sermon here or something, let's go over our records. Like I say, if you just if you just started watching or you haven't watched before, we've been keeping track. Well, we started keeping track of the last event, which was SummerSlam. NXT weekend. We did the predictions for those, and we kept the record. Anyway, our overall record after that SummerSlam weekend, J&W Boss was in the lead. He had 10 right, 4 wrong, and 1 tie. We had that tie with Kofi and Randy Orton at SummerSlam. I was 8-6-1, so I was 2 behind Boss going into Clash of Champions, where, speaking of champions, I mopped the floor with you, buddy.
You beat me by 1.
I didn't beat you by 1. Can I read? You want me to read the results real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Unless I'm missing something.
Your record, and we could go through it. Your record for the weekend for Clash of Champions event was 8, and this is including the pre-show, was 8-4.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You ready for my record?
What was yours?
I was 11-1, buddy.
Damn.
I was 11-1 thanks to the goddamn revival. If not, I would have gone undefeated.
I got bodies in that one.
Oh man, so here we go. Yeah, it was 11-1, 8-4. That brings our overall records. I am now at 19-7-1, and you are at 18-8-1. I'm just one in front of you, man. Just one, but I caught up.
Yeah. Overall, you beat me by one.
Yeah. Overall, I'm ahead by one. But again, we got a lot more pay-per-views and special shows or whatever we want to throw in there until WrestleMania. That's where we're cutting it off.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, WrestleMania with our card off.
All right, so see, man, if you want to say anything else, you want to go into the, we can go into the card and get through this. I know it's 2 weeks in the making. You know, I know we have, like you said, we have personal life, we have personal. That's what me and Boss do, man. You had to take care of some stuff for school or stuff that you had to do. I wasn't feeling very well, so we kept. But I didn't want to do this without you, so I waited for you. There you go. Don't say I don't have much love for you. You see?
Fair enough. So, of course, as we get this podcast underway, at any point, if you feel so inclined, feel free to quickly like, comment, and subscribe, and also click the bell icon. That way you don't miss another unofficial podcast or any other upload on his or my channel. In fact, AOA Season 2 is premiering tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Yes, sir. And the link for that will be here in the description, and the link actually for all the channels, man, of our community. Like I said, Coltrane, XTV, Third Strike, it'll all be there, as well as the cards here on top of the video. So click on that and show everybody much love and support, man. We're all doing wonderful things on here, and looking to grow, man. I want to have I'm close to the 500, boss. When I get to the 500, which is midway to my initial goal of having 1,000 subscribers, when I get to 500, I want to have a little special 500 sub show,
Cool stuff.
Haven't thought of anything yet, but yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of show, can we get to Clash of Champions?
I'm sure you don't want to keep rambling on or saying how great we are.
No, we're good.
Okay, good. So we're gonna kick off here, man. First match, we're going to. I believe this was in the pre-show, right? The Cruiserweight Championship, which both of us have said many times we're not paying attention, not because it's not any good, but because there's too much wrestling on TV. We got too much going on, so we don't really pay too much attention. But I did see the match. Drew Gulak defeated Humberto Carrillo and Lince Dorado in a triple threat match to retain the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. The match was clocked in at 10 minutes and 5 seconds, so they got 10 minutes. There you go. Any thoughts?
Overall, I think that was like a good match. Again, I keep wondering why the world they keep relegating the Cruiserweight guy to the pre-show. I mean, they're putting on good matches. I remember Buddy Murphy, Mustafa Ali, they went out there Survivor Series. They were like, okay, you put us on the main card. We're going to show you guys why we deserve to be on the main card. And they did, and then they still keep putting them on the pre-show. So it's like... It's like Vince McMahon was asleep whenever that match happened. What? That match was good?
He says he doesn't sleep during the night, so maybe he does fall asleep during some of the show,
Yeah, he may have fell asleep during that match. Like, what? That match was good? All right, well, I guess the pre-show people would love it again. Right? That was the main show?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a decent match. It was a good match. Or what? Drew Gulak. We both had Drew Gulak, so we got that right in our prediction. Anything else? Well, you know what? Going back to what you said though about the cruiserweights, like being on the main show, real quick. WCW, I remember, had a great formula, man. They kicked off a lot of their pay-per-views with a cruiserweight championship match or a cruiserweight match, and that would set the tone for the show. I think, man, it was great. I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, you're right there. Which is fine. I mean, and I would be fine if they did that, if WWE actually did that, but the problem is they relegate them to the pre-show, and like no one really watches the pre-show.
No, exactly. And speaking of that, a good segue, speaking of nobody watches a pre-show, AJ Styles was on the pre-show against Cedric Alexander for the United States. Now, I'm not upset about the U.S. title being on there because it hasn't been treated well anyway. No. It's sad to say, but it has not been treated well anyway. But AJ Styles on the pre-show, that was a little surprising.
Oh, quiet. I'm like, wait a second. The United Championship match is right now. Yeah. And it wasn't that good. My opinion.
Man. It was not. It was. Yeah, he pretty much got buried, man. He defeated Cedric. So AJ Styles defeated Cedric Alexander to retain the championship. It was clocked at 4 minutes and 55 seconds. So they didn't even make it to 5 minutes. And 4 minutes. If this is right, if this is correct, or I'm pulling it up from, it was 4 minutes and 55 seconds. The match.
Oh my, that's bad.
Yeah.
Because we got more time. What the heck are y'all doing?
Yeah. And you know what, man? I could get into part of my rant here. I could set it up and we could talk about it later. It's up to you.
All right, fair enough.
Because since Cedric Alexander's here, and I know a lot of people have been pushing for guys like Cedric Alexander, the Mustafa Ali's, even Ricochets of the world, you know, guys that could do incredible things in that ring, sometimes seem to be ahead of their time, even though a lot of them are doing these things. But they have all the physical tools. They put on great matches. But this goes to what we were talking about before in the other podcast, and I've tweeted with people and talked back and forth about that it factor.
Set that up now, fire off later.
Okay. Well, I'm setting up that out. Yeah, there you go. Well, that it factor, just keep that in mind about Cedric Alexander, all these guys, that it factor, that charisma, that larger-than-life kind of feel, and people wanting these guys to get pushed. So, okay, let's keep going on with the show, then, and we'll go back to that. There you go. After commercial break, come back and I'll tell you what I have in my mind.
All right, let's move on.
I'm not going to put an AOR commercial here, AOA, even though I am the face of AOR. But anyway, so now the main show gets kicked off, right? Clash of Champions, and we have the opening match. And I thought it'd be the opening match on a few days because they're gonna have these guys fight again in the main event. So yeah. So it was Robert Roode teaming up with Dolph Ziggler, newly formed team. Two guys who were one was a jobber, the other one's kind of floating in space or chasing after the 24/7 title. But now they're competing here for the tag team titles versus Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins. And Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode become your new WWE Raw Tag Team Champions. The match was clocked in 9 minutes 40 seconds. Any thoughts there?
Bad. And by the way, this is the match I lost because he actually changed his pick. So this is where
I started to whoop your ass.
Yeah, so the night didn't start off good for me here, prediction-wise. But overall, for as far as the action goes, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't like... It was nothing to write home about, really. I mean, it's set up. I mean, they did the thing, you know, with Braun running it, bulldozing Seth on accident, I guess, and to set up Bobby Roode in with the Glory and DDT. So, okay, wasn't bad, wasn't great, but okay.
So Seth Rollins, my question though, a little book here, just a nitpicking, but I have to say, man, Seth Rollins kicks out of F5s. He beats Brock Lesnar twice, but then one glorious DDT gets him.
I mean, he got bulldozed by Braun Strowman beforehand, I think.
Well, later in the night, he got bulldozed by him even harder, and he came back and beat him, so...
Fair point. Fair point.
But, you know, that's nitpicking, man. That's nitpicking, but, you know, I thought it was the right booking in this match. Like, I was back and forth, should they keep the title, should they not? I'm like, no, you know what, get it off of them, let them move on, and it's set up, I think, more intrigue maybe, I guess, for the main event. There was no betrayal, so nobody turned. I mean, both these guys for now should be faces, even though we could talk about later on if you know, Seth Rollins maybe was better as a heel. Should Strowman go back to heel? Which I think not, man. I think Strowman can still be over, but yeah, I don't know. I just like, you know, I like how both men were just faces, and it was kind of a mistake that cost them the championship. So the booking was fine with me. I didn't have a problem with that, and you know. But then again,
I don't mind the booking here. I don't mind the booking here because it's like, okay, you know, you don't really want to turn either of them heel, really, because Seth is basically the top guy on Raw right now, and then Braun is probably underneath him a second to that.
Yeah, pretty much, and we'll get more on them, I guess, when we get to the main event, because then that led to them fighting, of course, in the main event for the Universal Championship. One more thing that I want to say about this match of the tag team division, like we had, and it's been said to nauseam, a lot of people complain about it and bitch about it, that the tag team division's not taken seriously, and we have so many great teams, and then just to see, once again, this is a match for the tag team titles with both teams being two guys just kind of thrown together. You know, what does that say about the tag team division?
Good point. I mean, you got all these other teams. You got War Raiders or the Viking Experience or whatever the heck they call themselves. The OC and all this stuff. I'm like, wait, none of these guys got old tag team titles?
No.
Come on now.
I mean, and we saw it later on. We saw a good match or two, and we'll get to that, the Revival and the New Day. Those are actual teams. But, yeah, just a little thought out there for this. And maybe This is not anything that has come out of my brain. Not only a lot of people have said this before in the community and that, but why don't they unify the tag team titles? Maybe unify the women's division to make tag team and the women's division as one, because they haven't treated either one of them really great per se, except maybe the top 2 or 3 women at a time. Which now, I mean, the women are getting a little better now. I think it's getting maybe a little better, but it's also the same 4 women. I don't know.
I think it's the same 4, but
yeah,
I guess it's perfect
the same
that
4.
way.
Yeah.
I guess perfect that way. What's the next match?
The next match.
2 of those 4 women?
Yes, sir. It's Bayley and Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley, get this, Bayley defeated Charlotte. This isn't right. Is this right? 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Does that sound right?
That match did not go long at all. I mean, where you're getting it from is probably counting from bell to literal bell.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. It's just bell to bell. Yeah, you're right.
So,
but wow, but that's still 3:45. I'll double check that if you guys want to double check, because that seems a little fast. It was a short match, but was it even short? Was it even shorter than Styles and Cedric?
I don't remember that match being that long. At all, so that may be accurate. So I don't really know what to say about this match, honestly. I mean, it was like 3 minutes.
Well, I know what to say, man. I don't want to say I told you so. I don't want to pat myself on the back. But if you guys want, it's there. I'm not making it up. I predicted the ending to this match. I said that Bayley would win using some heel tactics that Charlotte used to use. And Charlotte, of course, is kind of a baby face now. But I do like how they're keeping Charlotte just. Let her be like Ric Flair, man. Where Ric Flair, whether he was most of the time he was a heel, but he was a face at times in WCW, but he was still the nature boy Ric Flair, you know? So Charlotte's kind of still being Charlotte, even though she's being portrayed more as a face now because of Bayley's kind of heel turn, which I kind of like too. She's kind of saying, oh, I'm still the same Bayley. I'm just out here supporting my friend and Sasha. So I do like what they're doing with Sasha and Bayley. I'm enjoying that.
I gotta be honest. I'm liking it too, though. That match was like 3 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. I like the ending. I mean, we can't say a lot about the match. It was short, but I like the ending. Of course, these women could go. If you give them 15, 20 minutes, these 2 women could put on a...
Oh, that would have been some...
Yeah, they could put on a great show. And maybe they're saving that for later on. So that's... I had no problem with that. People lose their shit once they see a short match or they see someone... Dude... Set some stuff up, you know, just like it's okay to set some stuff, and that'll be a segue into the Becky and Sasha match later on. But
true that.
If you don't have anything else to say about that, we'll move on to the next match, which is for the... And remember, these are all championship matches because it was Clash of Champions. So next match is for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and we crown new champions as well, man. The Revival defeat the New Day, and it was via submission. 10 minutes and 15 seconds clocked for this one.
We were both wrong, but I don't care. This match was great.
Yes.
I love this match. This match was great. They played up Xavier Woods' knee thing, and I don't really... The only thing that kind of had me looking like, okay, Revival may not win this thing, was when they did the whole thing of like they hit their big move and then don't go for the pin. Because they want to try to hurt them more or whatever.
I thought it was just going to be a DQ at that time, right? Or something like that.
No, I didn't think it was going to be a DQ, but I thought, Xavier, I thought he was going to, maybe counter whatever they were doing, fight back, tagging Biggie and One Wild and whatever. That's what I thought was going to happen, but nope, they said, okay, let's go for the leg. We went for the leg and just tapped out. I'm like, okay. Not a finish I was expecting, but I'm cool with it. Fine by me. Revival,
I was fine, man. I mean, look, it was the only one that I got wrong for the night, but I was actually happy I got it wrong, man. I was fine with the Revival winning. These guys should have been booked. We always say it so much better when they first came in. I'm glad that they're getting some kind of respect now, and maybe it is because I think their contract is also coming up again. They maybe don't want them to go to AEW, but they're looking good, and the way they won, it was just dominant. And it was like, hey, we're nasty, we'll do whatever it takes to win, and we'll hurt you. And it was great. I thought it was going to be... I was like on your page, but I didn't think it would be the New Day winning. I thought it was, not pinning him, but I thought it might be a DQ or something, or they were just going to not care about winning the titles and just hurt him. And I was like, oh man, let's not, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, especially since we saw it later in the night too. But
Yeah.
you know,
And I think we both.
it was a good match though.
Yeah, it was. It was a great match, man. And we both picked. Well, that goes to show, you know, when you give guys 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you let them go out there and do something, tag team wrestling can be fun. And I'm not the biggest fan of tag team wrestling. I always prefer one-on-one. Some people like tag team matches. Some people like ladder matches. Some people like that. I enjoy those matches, but I'm old school, man. I like that one-on-one element of people going at it. But tag team wrestling, when done right, like they've done on NXT, is awesome to watch.
Are you sure you ain't a fan of tag team wrestling with all those 6 men you be having in your universe mode?
Touche.
I had to. The moment was there. I had like 5 seconds to say it.
Well, maybe
right,
I think I have some of that Vince McMahon syndrome going into WrestleMania that I just want to get everybody on the show, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. But you're right on everything else. There. When you get guys out there that can go, they went and they did it. Good match.
And I didn't say I'm not a fan of tag team. I just said I prefer seeing a one-on-one. But when they have, I mean, I look forward to, when I see an NXT TakeOver, man, I'm looking forward a lot to the main event and the tag team matches. I'm looking forward to those tag matches, man. The revivals had with American Alpha, with DIY. Those were awesome, man. Awesome. I guess maybe WWE has made me not a big fan of tag team wrestling with what they've done over the years, but NXT has brought me back to that and made me appreciate tag team wrestling. Hopefully we get more of that on the main roster moving forward.
You're right.
Yeah.
Good job for the
But that one we did. Yeah, it was. And that one, I think we both picked the New Day because we were counting also Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton match, and we were thinking we were fantasy booking for Hell in a Cell and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, but now looking back, it makes sense that the Revival won the tag team belts, you know.
Yeah, true.
Okay. So next match, we have Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Speaking of tag team titles, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, which they're growing on me, boss. And they defeated Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, which you said you didn't think they were even on the show anymore, but here they were. This match got longer, got more time than AJ Styles and Bailey and Charlotte maybe put together. This match was 9 minutes and 5 seconds. Why are you laughing?
You're right. That is funny. They did.
They did 9 minutes and 5 seconds.
That
Yeah.
was 3, 4, and 3. That's 7. This was 9. I can't really say much because I don't know. This is one of the matches that was just like kind of a blur to me. Like I remember some of the funnier stuff of it.
Yeah.
Of Nikki Cross, you know, mocking Mandy Rose and you know the like R-Truth and crew running out, and Alexa trying to pin R-Truth and all that, but other than that, the match kind of went down.
To tell you the truth, I didn't watch a lot of it. I forgot what I was doing. I either went to the bathroom, I went to get something to eat. I don't know what it was. I did not watch a lot of it, and I just said, look, they're growing on me, man. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, not bad tag team champions, I guess, but they haven't really made us care too much about the women's tag team championships. But hey, you know, they win the match as we expected. Enough said. Let's go to the next
yeah, because I don't even remember a lot about this match either.
Wait a minute, what is this? Boss, turn your radio down.
That's not my radio.
Yes, it is. You're listening to
That's not my radio.
You're listening to Story of My Life by Chris Denker.
No, that's not my radio. What are you on? What are you on about? I promise you, that's not my radio.
What the hell is this? Is this his new single now?
No, he's not even the one that originally wrote that song. That's a cover.
This is One Direction. He's covering One Direction. Yes, I know my daughter was a big fan of One Direction. That's why I know.
I knew some people who were fans of. I knew some people who were fans of it. So
better than Chris Danger.
Okay.
If you guys like Chris Danger, man, go back and watch Raw is War, my latest episode of my Universe Mode, and watch J-Dogg take out the shovel and bury that son of a bitch, man. So go check it out.
It was good and golden too. Like it was shiny and everything. I promise you.
Wait, I got you. Here's your favorite song. All of Me, boss. I'm gonna give you all of me.
Oh, God.
This is the halftime special. This is better than the Super Bowl. This is Chris Danker, ladies and gentlemen.
I guess. I mean,
Oh Lord!
you have some
I
words
thought
they meant to speak on Twitter.
I thought
You did.
what?
You did. You have some words that they meant to talk on Twitter like bland and and pop crap or something.
I said it was generic pop crap. And hey, if you're into this, God bless you. Listen to whatever you want. I'm not censoring anything, dude. Listen, make all the video, make all the money that you want with this pop music, but you cannot tell me it's not generic. The lyrics are Mickey Mouse, Sesame Street, and look at this.
Lyric-wise, I'll give him that. Lyric-wise, you're right.
Look at this guy. I'm watching the video now. If you guys, oh, look at it. Oh, he's popping and locking now. He's popping and locking now, boss. Oh Lord, dude. If you know what, man, I always thought John Cena was the biggest tool I ever seen, but Chris Danger takes that. Chris Danker, you got it, man. You won the award, buddy.
Okay, I actually don't mind Chris. I personally don't.
Well, that's why I put it on, because I know that you listen to it to go to bed at night, don't you? In your Chris Danger pajamas?
No. I only listen to the song like once, and then I listen to it again every time you tweet.
Like one. That's not what you said on Twitter. You said, "Oh, I've heard this song many times."
You lying.
I've heard this song many times. This was my prom song.
You are lying. What prom will play this?
Your prom, I guess.
What? Not my prom. Shoot, we were playing all the time.
Yeah, okay.
Crazy. That prom was crazy.
Yeah, I know what you were playing. I don't want to let you know what how about we do a show that hear your prom stories?
I ain't really got a whole lot of prom stories to say the honest truth. I went solo.
If you were listening to music like this, of course not, bro.
This song wasn't even out when I was in prom, so fight me.
Oh man, I'm sorry, man. This was halftime. I don't even know where the hell we were in the show. Let me go back here.
We just got finished. We just got finished with the woman.
Chris Danker. And for the record, I have no. Oh, wait, people on Twitter. What's your problem with Chris Danker, man? Why are you? I'm like, bro, just chill the fuck out, man. I don't like it. Just like the whole Roman Reigns things, you know. If people don't hate Roman, but the whole I know JD from New York. That's crazy son of a bitch. He gets a lot of slack for his hating of Roman Reigns, but even he said it, dude. I don't hate Joe the person. I don't hate Roman Reigns the person. It's just a character. It's the it's a wrestling part. So, dude, I don't know Chris Danker in real life. He probably is a tool in real life, but I don't know him in real life. I don't hate Chris Danker. And you know what? And for all of you who say, yes, I'm very jealous of his 1 million subscribers because I wish that I could be sitting here at home like him and getting paid for that. So, yeah, there you go. I'm very jealous. Are you happy? You happy, YouTube? You clowns.
As far as I go, I'm actually, I don't mind the guy. I don't really know the guy. I don't mind the person himself, or the content himself. I'm actually subscribed personally, so. Yeah,
I'm subscribed too.
I can just get a kick out of life. I can just get a kick out of life and enjoy this.
You know, I'm gonna play the song while we do the rest of the review.
Oh God, no! Shut it off.
Come on.
No.
You just said you were his biggest fan.
I didn't say I was the biggest fan. I just said I like the dude. I want to hear. I want this song playing during the podcast.
Oh my God! I wish. You know what? I might put it on the video when I release. I might put it on the video so you guys can watch. No, because then I'll get hit with the copyright by Danker.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Or like YouTube will match.
A one man boy band, bro. What a freaking wannabe boy band, pretty boy son of a bitch, man. Unbelievable. Look at him. You know what? I challenge him to a fight. I challenge him to a fist fight whenever he wants, man. We'll throw it down. I'll throw it down with Danker.
Can we just get to the rest of it?
I'm sorry. Let me go to the... So we were at... Oh, after the women's title, which...
Yeah.
Which we didn't care about. Nakamura and The Miz next up. Should I lower this down, or you still hear it?
Just turn it off. Just turn it all the way off.
Okay, sorry. There you go. Okay, it's off now. It's off.
Thank
it's
you.
off. Alright, so next match we have is Nakamura and The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. Another match that you got wrong, and I beat you in. Shinsuke Nakamura with Sami Zayn defeated The Miz to retain the Intercontinental Championship 9 minutes, 35 seconds.
Okay, so as we are now back from our halftime show, let me continue. Let me say, I think
I'm not drunk.
A lot better as the show. Anyways,
yeah,
it's all good.
I'm naturally high on life, baby. Let's go.
Fair enough. Nothing wrong with that. Anyway, this match could have been a lot better. I think if they gave it a little bit more time, this could be a case of, again, they're probably building something, but from the look of things, I think they're about to move on with somebody else after after that match. I don't know. I guess they're probably trying to figure out who they're going to have him challenge, who is going to challenge Nakamura next.
I thought it was a decent match, but you know what made it better for me probably? That we both picked opposites. You picked The Miz, I picked Nakamura. So like I said, these results in previous shows, selfishly, I'm doing it for me because it makes some of these shows. It makes these shows a little more fun. You know, it's kind of like playing fantasy football or pick 'em or something like that with football, and you watch it and you're cheering. So I popped when Nakamura won, man. It was fantastic.
I remember him and I were chatting back and forth. I'm like, let's go. Yes. And I'm walking back like, come on, man, let's go. And he lost. I'm like, oh, come on, man, you had one job.
Yeah, and I was coming. I think didn't they have like some false finishes at the end or something like that, and they. It was good. I don't remember now. See, this is what we get for doing it 2 weeks after, not taking too many notes. But I remember the end. I enjoyed it. Like the match was kind of a little slow build or something like that. But then at the end, I feel like it was good. The match was good at the end, and it got done what it needed to get done. Like Sami Zayn getting involved again, which we saw again on SmackDown when he beat I think it was Ali. And so I don't know, man. I have a question for you. Does Nakamura eventually turn face again and feud with Sami after getting tired of him and annoyed by him?
Yes. No, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would do it if done right. I'd pay for that, man. I see Sami Zayn coming out, and we'll go back to that, like you said, when you want. I mean, you could. I guess at the end of this or something, we could talk about again that it factor that I was mentioning. But Sami Zayn, to me, man, after turning heel, he has shown on the mic that he's got it. He's got it, man. I don't know if some people, I don't know if some people don't like him yet, or whatever. Some people would say, "Oh, I don't know what Sami Zayn has. I don't know what you guys like him." And you know what? In the ring, he was great. I liked his matches because he tells a great story in the ring, and he knows how to sell. You know, and that's very important. A lot of guys don't do that, so he knows how to sell, tells a story in the match, and him and Nakamura, I think, could tear the house down if given the right circumstances and the right match.
They did great the first time.
Yeah, but that was an NXT, man. I don't trust these.
Good point. Never mind.
NXT, was the whole again Nakamura first time coming out, so the crowd was hot as hell, and but it was fantastic, man. If you guys didn't see that, go back and watch. It was one of the early takeovers, and Nakamura versus Sami Zayn was awesome. You can find it on the network. Yeah. All right, so let's go to the next match, Yvonne, after that. So, we do. So you said, that's Nakamura might turn face again and feud with Sami. I don't know how long they'll prolong this. It would be cool if they let it go for a while and then, make that Intercontinental title mean something. And I would love for Sami Zayn to get the better of this feud. I mean, they've had him lose so much. I mean, the work that he's doing on the mic just deserves that push. And I'm all for Sami Zayn taking that title off of Nakamura and running with it as a heel for a while. That would be fantastic.
That'd be fun. That would be fun, actually. I'll be cool with that.
Okay.
As long as you actually do something with Nakamura afterwards.
Yeah, that's tough, man. What do you do after? I mean, they're trying to reinvent him, I guess, as a heel, and it's I don't know, it's been up and down, I would say.
Kind of
more down.
It's the best we've seen him.
Risa, thanks to Sami. He's selling the hell out of him. Yeah. Oh, but let's see, man. Hopefully they do something with Nakamura as well. And, him and Sami could feud for a while over the title. Why not? We go to the next one then. Sasha Banks defeats Becky Lynch by disqualification. Another one that I get right on a technicality, but Sasha still won. You had Becky, I had Sasha. This is another one I was going back and forth because I could have seen Becky win. But anyway, it was the match it's clocked in at 20 minutes even, DQ. So these women got a lot of time. To me, this was the match of the night, regardless of the ending. I don't know what you thought.
Great match, honestly. I'm still trying to figure out what that match of the night, though. I mean, it was great, bar none. Definitely up there. Don't know if I want to say match of the night, though. You know what
I'll tell you this match of the night, boss? At this time of the night, I was getting, I think I had worked. I got home, started watching pay-per-view, so I was a little tired. I was on the couch, I was a little up for Nakamura and Miz at the end. I was happy they won, and then I just started getting sleepy. They introduced these women, came out. I was getting a little sleepy on the couch, and all of a sudden, I just remember like me just sitting up and be like, "Ooh, I'm invested in this match." Like they made you get invested in it because of the story they've been telling, and because how believable Becky and Sasha are right now at what they're doing, and it just kept me entertained, man. It got me up from the couch from sleeping, got me invested in the match, and it was just, I was popping. They had a few false finishes, and I thought it was just great at the end, man. I know a lot of people are disappointed in the disqualification, but I'm fine with it because it sets up something better, and it accomplished a couple things. Sasha Banks did not lose. She still looked great. She won. She didn't lose. But Becky Lynch really didn't lose either. She didn't get pinned. She didn't lose the title. So it made her look strong at the end, where she got revenge for what Sasha did to her. So she already got her revenge. I expect now moving forward, Sasha Banks maybe wins the title from her at Hell in a Cell. What do you think?
Yeah, I think again, this is the kid WWE. They gotta capitalize when the time is hot here, and this is one of those moments. So yeah, I think I'll give it to you, Sasha Banks. Why not here?
Okay, were you disappointed with the DQ going back to that, or what'd you think at the end? How'd you feel?
I kind of had a feeling there was gonna be something going on here. Like, something tells me that wasn't just gonna be it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Something told me that wasn't gonna be it, and I was correct. It wasn't. Okay. So,
well, I was hoping. You know how they took that long road outside, and the referee was down for like forever with one hit or whatever. He was down for a long time. I thought they were going to do, and I've seen this in other matches, that they were going to come into the ring, back into the ring. Referee was going to get up, and maybe Sasha wins it there after Becky like beat the hell out of her, but Sasha does something underhanded and beats her when the referee gets up. But no, the referee, I guess, after his nap, it came to him in his dream that he had to disqualify them. So I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, man. Well, this sets up, like we know, like Hell in a Cell, and we'll go over that when we do our preview for Hell in a Cell. But yeah, this sets up other stuff, man. Besides anything else you want to say on Becky, Sasha, Charlotte, or Becky, who are still, they're all four of these horsewomen right from NXT are actually getting probably their biggest pushes now, collectively, because Charlotte's been pushed to the moon and back, and Becky got her big WrestleMania moment. But as all four combined, I think this is the best storytelling and matches that they've had recently. I was even impressed with the tag team matches that Sasha and Bayley have had on Raw and on SmackDown, man. I actually enjoyed them both.
Their tag matches have been really good.
I've enjoyed the hell out of them.
Bro, hold up now. They're doing something. What's that?
Yeah. Oh, what?
I'll call it back.
Are you on the phone again?
No, yeah, I got a phone call.
Do you have to take this? Do you want to put him on speaker?
I'll tell them I'll call him back in a minute.
You should put him on speaker. Tell them what they thought about Becky and Sasha. Do they think that Becky is still the man?
Oh, my dad, I don't think he watches wrestling.
And if Becky is the man, does that make Seth Rollins the bitch?
If my dad, I don't think he watches wrestling like that.
Oh, okay.
Answer that question.
All right, no, just try.
A confrontation anyway.
Just try. All right, let's go to the next match then, so we don't waste any more time. You want to hear more Chris Dinker?
No, go. No.
Yeah, all of you, pop and lock, baby, pop and lock. Woo!
You will break something if you try that.
Oh no, I'm not popping and locking. Never mind, bro. Shit.
Let's go, man.
I'll pop and lock and never mind. Let me keep this clean. Next up then is the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. Kofi Kingston defeats Randy Orton, this time by pinfall, in 20 minutes and 50 seconds. I'll give you my quick thoughts on the match. I thought it was better than their SummerSlam match, but it's basically it. Go ahead. I'll let you go.
I was so drained by the time this match got going. I really was. Maybe because this has been a long night. Yeah. And everything, and I'm like, oh gosh, I was just drained. This match was just boring to me. It was.
Wow. I thought at the end it did drag. That's why I said I thought it was better I thought it was better in their SummerSlam match because I'm counting the ending as well, and we got a clear finish, and we got Kofi again continues to be booked strong. Shit, man. But I mean, I guess let's talk. What do you think of Kofi's title run so far?
I mean, okay, I can see why people haven't really been but I kind of lost interest in it. Mm-hmm. But I will say, as far as like the quality, I do credit WWE for making it look like a credible title run. I mean, think about the people he defended it against. Yeah. You know, Kofi or Kevin Owens. You know, I don't want to throw Dolph Ziggler in there, but we're just gonna throw him in there. Dolph Ziggler. You know, now Randy Orton. You know, so he defended it against some top tier. I guess top tier guys, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So they've been making it look legit. So I'll give them credit there. They've been making the ring look legit.
No, they have. They've done a good job making Kofi look strong. He's had some matches that were decent. I thought him and Owens had a good match. I thought I don't know, these with Randy Orton, I don't know. And Randy Orton is a good performer, but for some reason they haven't been. And I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but a lot of his matches have with Kofi. I don't know, man. And you know, if I'm gonna be completely honest, man, I think Kofi's had those good wins. He's had some decent matches. I'm happy for him that he's a champion. Me and my kids and my wife, we all popped in the living room. We were watching Mania, and we all like, yeah, Kofi won. Like, we wanted it. And this goes again to all the social keyboard warriors and this that go on, but they're like, oh, you fans are never happy. You're fickle because you wanted Kofi to win and now you want him to lose. And it's like, yeah, what's wrong with that? You know, like at the moment we were wrapped up in the great story that he was telling. Daniel Bryan sold the hell out of it as a heel. And yeah, we wanted him to win at Mania. It was a great moment. And it had that, but I'll be honest, I think that his title reign has run its course. Do I think Brock's going to beat him for it? I don't know. We can talk about that later. I have other thoughts on that match, but I don't know, man. Maybe this was good for Kobe. It's like a trophy to him. Like, hey, look, man, you've worked a long time. You deserve this. Here you go. Here's your world title. But I think him and his best work is with the New Day as part of the New Day. I'm sorry.
If his title reign ends anytime soon, I will not be mad at it because it's been good. He ran his course. We got some good matches out of it. And sometimes from a champion, that's all you can really ask for. They get the belt. Yeah. You hope they get some good defenses out of it. And then we move on to the next guy.
Absolutely. And the only way, and again, going to those people, but you want him to win. So if I want the guy to win, this isn't like a sports team. Yes, I'm a Laker fan. When I used to watch him with Shaq and Kobe, did I want him to win every goddamn year? You're damn right. I want him to win 500 NBA Finals. Yeah. People who are Patriots fans, can you guys share? Why are you winning all the Super Bowl? Dude, that's their team. They want to win every year. You know, but this is it's competition, but it's more theater, man. This is show. I mean, I don't have to tell you guys, you know. And yeah, sometimes, you know, things run its course and you want it to go somewhere else. I know going to shows specifically, a lot of people had jumped off The Walking Dead. It's not as entertaining as it once was. And I was a big fan as well, and a lot of people jumped off it because they don't like whatever direction they're going in or the stories or this. So that's what happens. It's a very, very unlike it's not like a sports team per se. So yeah, I could have my Mania moment and I could be very happy for Kofi, and whatever 9 months later, 6 months later, whatever it is now, I could say, you know what, I want Kofi to lose the title, or if he loses it, like you said, we're okay with it.
Yeah.
Now I'll bring this up. I'll bring this up real quick if I can before we move on. I'll be okay with Kofi keeping it and not losing it to Brock. I'll be okay with Kofi keeping the title if it's going to lead to some turmoil in the New Day, because at least then we're getting that story, that fresh story told. That's the only way.
Only direction I think would make sense for them to go.
Yes, if he keeps it.
That's the only direction I think that would make sense for them to go.
Yeah, because look, if he loses it, and this is a more fantasy booking, he loses it to Brock Lesnar, as a lot of people are expected to do, and Brock is the champion going into this Fox deal and them do that. If he is the champion, I would love to see, in the way they've been pushing Kevin Owens, take my money, let me see a badass Kevin Owens build up like that, like a badass, win the Royal Rumble and face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Give me that.
I could rock with that. I really could. That would be lit. Yeah. I can go with that. You know what I'm saying? So, Yeah.
All right, so let's move on, man. We're seeing time. Let's go ahead. Go
Kofi,
ahead.
Randy, boring. We move on.
Yes, we move on. Yes, and they got 20 minutes. Maybe AJ could have got a little bit of this time. Maybe someone else could have got a little bit of this time. So there you go. Going into it's fun to see the times that they give these matches. Then next match, Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan, and we talked a lot about Rowan's being a top guy, this and that. Anyway, Eric Rowan's defeats Roman Reigns in a no disqualification match, 17 minutes 25 seconds. Take it away.
Slightly drained, but it was still kind of entertaining. I was still pretty drained by this point, but it was still entertaining. So, okay, it was passable. I would probably think they would do a little bit more, to tell you the truth, but it was passable.
Yeah, and like I said, man, and I'll tell Third again. He's fighting with me. I'll tell him, yeah. Am I happy that Rowan is getting a chance? Yes. Let's get new guys a chance. Like this whole thing again. Let's give new guys a chance. I just want guys who can do it, man. I don't mind watching the same guys as long as they're giving me great work in the ring. You know, I never got tired of watching Shawn Michaels. I never said, oh my God, why is Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania? I wish that somebody else would take his spot. I wish Carlito would be in there. So I never said that, man. I was like, dude, Shawn Michaels the man. Let me watch him again and again. I don't mind. I can see Undertaker, Shawn Michaels every goddamn day.
Place, surprisingly,
the what?
Whoever would say that about Carlito in the first place would surprise me.
I was a fan. I was a fan of Carlito.
I like Carlito.
I enjoyed Carlito. But should he be there in the main event instead of Shawn Michaels? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So anyway, like I said, man, Rowan to me is still not a top guy. Is he doing good work? Yes. I was happy to see Luke Harper come back. And like you were kidding. Oh, they're gonna put him in the tag team again. Well, here they are reinventing them again, boss.
I was joking about that, but I popped hard when I saw Luke Harper. I really did.
You told me on Twitter. You were like, "Yeah, I popped, man."
I admit it. I did. I'm happy to see him. Welcome back.
Yeah. I think Harper's better than Roman.
They don't give him some stupid gimmick again.
Yeah, I'm fine like this. Look, I like they're reinventing them this way. I like it. It's just. I think they're more being themselves. You know, they're out there. They're just letting them be themselves.
Just let them be them. Just let them be them, and I can rock with this.
Yeah, and look, I can rock with them.
Maybe I didn't like them because of the dumb gimmicks that they had, or not dumb gimmick, but like the gimmicky stuff that they had. Giant hammer that they weren't going to use, and then
yeah, that was kind of dumb. I mean, some people liked it at the beginning, but that really wore its course so quick. Like it ran its course. Real quick. People were like, yeah, okay, whatever. You know, we don't care about this anymore. They were good in the Wyatt family for a while.
They could be in the video games.
The what?
I was hyped for their Bludgeon Brothers stuff because I'm like, I want to see that entrance in a video game now. Thank you.
Well, there you go. But now they're being this up, which I do. I like, man. Look, I like it. I like that they push him. This match wasn't bad. And you know what? Going to Roman Reigns, a lot of people have said it, and I have to agree with them. Roman Reigns is now not being shoved down our throats. Roman Reigns is now, you know, kind of, he's on top, but he's not. He's quietly just doing his thing, and he's kind of growing on me. You know, would I still like him to change his or break out of his shell a little more, maybe get rid of that stupid shield vest and do his little bit of his own thing, change a little bit, reinvent himself? Yes, I still do. But can I rock with Roman a little bit? Yeah, I like what they're doing. I don't see this thing of... I really wanted to see Daniel Bryan be the mastermind behind this and get that Roman-Daniel Bryan feud, and we still might, but it doesn't look like it because they put him through a few tables. So if they're playing it off, they're playing it off real well. You know, when maybe Daniel Bryan says, hey, I had to sacrifice myself for the greater good. He could come on and say that after he turns on Reigns, but I don't know what you think of that.
I mean, this is going the direction I thought it was going to go, Roman and Bryan teaming up, because I remember I was speculating that when we were doing the prediction stuff. Yeah. So it's going that way, and I hope we get a great match at Hell in a Cell. I really do.
Let's see, man. So, hey, if they stick with that, if I don't get, like, what I've been predicting, that I'm still kind of predicting that, I'm like, dude, Daniel Bryan might still be the mastermind behind this. And people are like, oh, but how could you do that? You know, he got put through two tables. He was in a match with Eric Rowan. So, yeah, I don't see it happening anymore that much. But he could always come out and say, hey, I took it for the greater good kind of thing. It goes with his character. But if not, you know what? I'll be happy to see the Yes Movement come back if it's done right and he slowly builds up to that babyface persona again, you know, and I'm fine with that. I could rock with it as long as the crowd responds to it, because if they don't, then it's going to fall flat, though, you know, and I don't want to see that happening to Daniel Bryan.
True that. But overall, passable match, in my opinion.
Yeah. What if Roman Reigns turns heel here? Never mind. Let me not start that again. We'll go to our main event then. The main event was just how we started the night: Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. And just as we predicted, and most people knew, man, Seth Rollins defeated Braun Strowman. The match went 11 minutes. Seth Rollins retained his Universal Championship. Take it away, boss.
Okay, this is the case of a match that went long enough to get the point across, and didn't go too long to wear out its welcome. 11 minutes? Okay, I can deal with that, especially since you had two 20-minute matches earlier in the show.
True.
And it started out fast too. I was entertained.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this because I got into someone on Twitter. They told me
I do got to take this one.
Oh, go ahead, please.
All right.
Okay, a little pause there, but we're back. I cut that out. You ready, boss? You unprofessional son of a gun, you?
Yeah, let's go.
You know what? Just for that, all of me. And now I'm giving you what?
No.
All of me, yeah.
No.
All of me.
No.
I'm rubbing my nipples as I sing this, by the way.
No.
I don't pop and lock. I just pinch my nipples. Sorry. Okay, let's get back to the show. Where were we? We were at
Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman in the main event.
You okay?
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah. After that. Yeah. Anyways.
Okay. All right. So phone calls, Chris Danker. This podcast has been thank God it's an unofficial podcast, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So Seth Rollins and Strowman. So you thought it was a good match? Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you a question before you rudely interrupted me with your phone call. I got into it with some people on Twitter. Not got into it, but I went back and forth with them on Twitter because I had put on there that this crowd kind of died for this match, at least for the most part until the end of this match. They were kind of dead, and people were telling me, "Oh, I don't know what you're listening to because this crowd is into it." What did you hear?
The crowd was kind of into it. You know.
Damn, I gotta go back and watch it. Maybe I was deaf.
It died a little. I think it did die a little bit, like maybe towards like the mid portion of the match, and then when Braun was taking control or whatever.
Yeah.
They did come back to life when Braun was going to hit that splash on the top rope. I think that's where the crowd kind of came back to life a little bit here. I don't know. The crowd, I think it was kind of up and down. Like they were kind of in it at first. But then, like, there were moments they weren't, but then they did something that's, oh, okay, cool, they're back into it, and...
I mean, maybe it could have been some fatigue or something, because maybe it could be some fatigue, because I heard them during the tag team match, they were into Strowman. I think they were chanting, get these hands, and I think on Raw they were. So, to me, Strowman is still over as a face. Seth Rollins is kind of over, but some of the crowd was turning. I heard some boos. I heard them booing when he was kicking out, or when... he was delivering the curves. I heard some boos, man.
Yeah, they kind of were. I mean, it's whew. Yeah, so...
Well, since this is...
I think, to me, I think the crowd was in the middle. I think the crowd was in the middle just overall. They were like...
Yeah.
Live and at some point not doing it.
I mean, I guess maybe they didn't know what to feel. And this is the classic, like, when people say that a face and a heel thing, oh, there's no more faces, no more heels. No, when you do it right, the crowd gets hot for it. The crowd gets hot for a heel versus face, like we saw at Mania with Kofi and Daniel Bryan. Even though they respect the hell out of Bryan and they like him, they bought him as a heel, and it gave us a great story. Gargano and Ciampa have done it. We've talked about it. When done right, it works. And maybe this is one of those. This is why Vince McMahon hesitates on putting sometimes a face versus a face out there, and we maybe got people didn't know what to feel. They didn't know what to do.
Yep. You're right.
I don't know, but this kind of goes into this could segue now. Here we go. This could segue into what I was talking about at the beginning of that it factor, and we talked a little bit of that in the preview show, I believe, with Seth Rollins. That I told you I felt that there's something missing there with Seth Rollins, man, and that goes into the other guys. If I could go into a little thing, that goes into again with people wanting these guys to get pushed, man. They wanted before Seth Rollins to get pushed over Roman Reigns because Rollins was running much better in the ring. They're tired of Reigns being pushed on their throat. People want new people to come up. They want Cedric Alexander. They want the Alis again, the Mustafa Alis of the world, even Ricochet for example. Oh, they want all these guys because they could do all these moves. But, and I'll ask you this question, do these guys have that it factor? And how important is that it factor, that charisma, that being able to connect on the mic and have that in-ring psychology and that connection with the crowd? Like when I say that, it always reminds me when I was young, it reminds me of a Jake the Snake Roberts. The guy was not great in the ring, but that guy always had that crowd in the palm of his freaking hands, bro. Like they knew when to pop, they knew when to shut up. It was amazing. In his promos, he never screamed, never went loud, always talked very low and just got the point across, man. And someone like that, I say, God damn, that guy has it. Chris Jericho has it. Shawn Michaels has it. Stone Cold, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, whether you like him or not, those people had that. Does Seth Rollins have that? And if he doesn't, should he be in the main event? I know it's a loaded question, so you can think about it if you want.
Well, first let me you asked me kind of a general question. Do a lot of the guys today have it? To tell you the truth, no. I mean, I've seen people make this statement before, that a lot of the guys, and I'm including NXT in this, so crap, I'm about to be bombarded already. But a lot of guys, I'm going to include some of the guys in NXT with this too. I've seen people bring this up. I watch OTR Central. One of the things that he, brings up sometimes is that what makes this guy so different from somebody else?
Yes.
And I'm coming to think about it, I'm like, he kind of has a point. Because the point that he typically goes is like, you got these guys that can do these flips, and they can do all this athletic stuff, they got their, their catchphrases or whatever the deal, but some of them suck on the mic. At the same time, they're probably about like, maybe our height or our weight or whatever the deal. So what really makes them stand out? That's a good point. Because I think a lot of guys, they do have that athletic prowess. I think that part, kind of without question. I think a lot of them have it. The guys that I mentioned, especially I said Mustafa Ali. I was watching him against Nakamura. My God, that guy can fly. Ricochet is unbelievable. Ricochet is someone he's fizzling out now in the main roster, and then we always blame it on booking. And I'm not going to defend WWE booking because goddamn, we could do a podcast every goddamn day for an hour, and it'll still won't be enough to cover all their illogical stuff and the booking mistakes that they've made or we think they've made for the last like 10, 20 years or something like that. I might be exaggerating, but you know what I mean. So we could do that, but then again, when do these guys take? Maybe McMahon was right when he's like, hey, these guys haven't reached out and grabbed those brass rings or whatever that he said, which then CM Punk came back, and rightfully so. Like, dude, I've grabbed all those goddamn rings. Why am I not in the main event of WrestleMania? Because Punk had that. See, Punk as a guy is interesting because when I first saw him, I didn't think he had that it factor. He had that, but I wasn't a big fan. I didn't like his style. I was like, I don't see this guy being main event, but going with the third said, hey, give these guys a chance, and they did. They gave him a chance little by little, and he actually, turned into one of the biggest stars in the industry. Right. So as far as they got it in the ring, but they ain't really that good in the mic. And I guess this is like, I say this all the time, Dolph Ziggler. I use him in the perfect example. Yes. Why? Because good in the ring, can sell. People say he sells like Shawn Michaels, but nonetheless, brother can sell. And then people say he's also one of the best on the mic. Excuse me?
Who the hell says that?
When? I've seen people say that before, and I'm like, wait, what? When?
I invite them to come here. Please tell me where the hell he's great on the mic. I mean, I don't think he's the worst on the mic, but he's not,
And let me say, to me, and let me probably, well, who do you think is great on the mic? I think the Usos are great on the mic, personally.
Oh, when they turn heel, absolutely. Kevin Owens.
I think, because to me, Kevin Owens, I'm iffy on Kevin Owens. But to
me,
okay. what personifies as being great on the mic is that if I hear you talk, I stop what I'm doing and I listen to what you're saying.
Good point.
Good point. The Usos, they did that with how they were able to, just flow off of each other, going back and forth like that. And the stuff they were saying, it was good. People may not like Sami Callihan as a wrestler or whatever. I find that dude extremely entertaining on the mic. I always listen to, what Callihan has to say as far as promo-wise and stuff. So, no, honestly. They may have it in the ring, but some of these guys can't talk their way off a paper bag.
And no, that's a good point. Look, I'll throw John Cena in there because I was never a huge fan of John Cena, and I always thought, like I said, I think it was a tool, this and that. I didn't click with this character. But when John Cena was on the mic and John Cena was on TV, for some reason I had to watch. I was like, I want to hear what this guy has to say this week. What the hell's going on? Just to say, that's CM Punk. Whether you like Punk or not, people were paying attention. Oh shit, what the hell is he gonna drop this week? What the hell is he gonna say this time? Shawn Michaels back in the day, what's he gonna say? Especially when he was in early stages of DX, 96, 97. You were always captivated. What's he gonna say? The Rock. Oh my God, how's he gonna entertain me this week? How's he gonna make me laugh this week? The same thing with Stone Cold Steve Austin. You had to watch these guys, and they had. And it's not, because when we say larger than life, people think that means that you're big. No. The Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, were larger than life because of their build, but they also had that charisma, especially Hogan, and he could go on that damn mic. I don't care what anybody says. You bought it. You bought his bullshit. You bought the vitamins. You bought the prayers. You bought all the stuff that he's talking about, the training. And we do we buy that with these guys? And that's what that larger than life. Look, Chris Jericho's larger than life, and Chris Jericho's like 5'10", maybe. Yeah, look, Eddie Guerrero had that presence in him. Chris Benoit, who was not, because I had this is interesting. I had this conversation because they mentioned, well, Bret Hart was a main event guy, but he wasn't great on the mic. Chris Benoit as well. Those are two examples. But someone made a great point, and I forgot his name now. I've not shout him out, but he made a great point. He's like, yeah, these guys, they didn't have it on the mic as much, but what they had, that it factor, was that they were very believable. When you saw Chris Benoit, you thought that he really was going to tear someone's head off. And I'm sorry.
When I heard, no, you're fine.
But going to that, not going to everything what he did after, but just in the ring, Bret Hart, you believed that he thought he was the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. And he didn't become the main event guy until he got comfortable enough on the mic where he could at least cut a half decent promo, and then you believe that he was going to kick somebody's ass in the ring or find a way to, excellently execute somebody,
Right. And so, and to kind of further throw an example about Ben, well, yeah, I don't really remember a whole lot of promos, if any promos that didn't really cut, to tell you the truth. But what I will say is that, first off, that music was lit. So whenever you heard that, that opening guitar, whatever that is, you knew stuff was about to go down. You knew this was about to be a fight and a half, and I've heard, things through interviews of, I think from Kirker Helmsley, Benoit, he was the type of guy to make you work for, if there was a spot, you were supposed to, throw him into a corner, he'd be like, no, hold on, chop him first, set it up, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, that's, some insider stuff there, but...
That's some of that in-ring psychology that I'm talking about, and to quickly go into that, a lot of these young guys, and they're calling, a lot of the... a lot of the casual fight, but they call them spot monkeys, right? When they throw off at these indie guys, they're just spot monkeys. They do spots and it doesn't mean anything. It's a legit criticism because look, even guys who were called original spot monkeys, who were the Young Bucks, right? The Young Bucks were called that a lot, but the Young Bucks did not get as big as they did now because they did all those moves. The Young Bucks did it because they knew how to market themselves. They knew how to they can talk. They can build a match. They can build all these things. So the Young Bucks didn't just go out there and do a bunch of flips and people said, "Oh, they're the greatest tag team in the world." I've seen some of their matches now and I'm like, "You know what? They have that in-ring psychology. They know how to get a crowd behind them. They know how to get a crowd to boo them. They understand that in-ring work and that connection with the crowd. That's why they got big." And again, going back to these guys, I don't think Cedric Alexander has that. I don't think Mustafa Ali has that. And I'm sorry, guys. You guys love Ricochet. I do not think right now he has that. At least not in the WWE style. And other people might like just to watch that and they don't care about the mic. And that's fine. That's fine. They like to just see the flips and they like that. I understand that. But this is why a lot of these guys don't get the main event spot or don't get pushed up there. It's not just booking or McMahon being naive or whatever the hell it is. They say he's what is he? He's got dementia, whatever. They try to throw McMahon, which do I think maybe he might be a little out of touch? Yeah, especially after seeing what Triple H is doing with NXT, and NXT is a perfect example of that to me, which is don't just be old school and have this old school mentality. You know, these guys are doing a lot of new moves, I guess you would say, new school moves. But guys like Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano are using that in-ring psychology to tell a story as well. You know, Adam Cole has that it factor, whether you like him or not. Adam Cole can go on the mic. Adam Cole has that it factor, I think. And even though his matches are more new school, but he also has that in-ring psychology. So if you look at that, NXT is to me that perfect blend of those styles where you could build your in-ring psychology and do all that while also doing the spots. So.
And Tommaso got a lot of old school heat too.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know, it felt good whenever he was making an entrance with no music and the crowd was saying "F you Ciampa" and all this other stuff. They were just booing into the Raptors. I'm like, Yep. He is probably loving this right now.
Yeah, and that goes again to saying, hey man, if they've booked correctly and this and that, and the guys do it well, or the girls do it well, the guys or gals, if they do it well, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that heat, man. You're gonna get that heat, or you're gonna get that pop if you do well, and the booking is there. And again, NXT does a very good job of that. So can we criticize the booking of the main show and the creative? Absolutely. But should these guys get a free pass and just say, well, they're not pushing Cedric, or they're not pushing that, or they're not dude, you got to do something to make yourself stand out. Like you said, boss, you got to stand out. If Mustafa Ali picks up a mic, if Cedric Alexander picks up a mic and I'm in the kitchen, do I go running to the living room to see what the hell they're saying? Absolutely, nope. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If The Miz, when he was a heel, did he pick up the mic when he was doing well that run? Did I want to go and see, oh shit, The Miz is on, let me go and see what the hell he has to say. I think he has, he had that factor when he was, a heel. He's kind of boring me now as a face, but whatever.
I love it, yeah.
But anyway, man, look, man, we could talk about this for forever. That's why I didn't want to save it for the end. Maybe we could do you want to come back and we'll do a podcast just on this subject? And I would like to get other people's feedback, maybe. And if they can't come on the show, maybe we could get them to tweet us some stuff or their opinion on that, and we could read it and go into it or get some questions and maybe do a podcast, because I really like this subject of, hey, where do you blame booking and where do the guys have to step up? And is anybody, to finish it off with, this will be the last thing I say. To me, the general feeling I got, and I looked at my wife and I told her after watching Clash of Champions, I'm like, dude, a lot of the superstars now, they seem like they are playing wrestlers instead of coming across as actual wrestlers.
Elaborate a little bit?
Well, we can go into the next pocket. But I mean, that's what we said. I don't know. I see that in Seth Rollins sometimes too. Like, he's out there, I'm having a good time, I'm doing this and that, instead of like, no, man, I want to see like Stone Cold. He was out there. You felt like Stone Cold wanted to just destroy somebody. Stone Cold wanted that championship more than anything in this world. If Shawn Michaels was out there, you really believe that Shawn Michaels thought that he was God's gift to the world. He was just he was it. He was the man. You had that feeling. Triple H really thought, oh damn, this guy is the cerebral assassin. This guy is the Rock. Oh, he is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. He's not just playing the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. When Seth Rollins, because I say he's gonna burn it down, do I really believe that he's gonna burn shit down?
Character?
No. I don't really believe it. And even Roman Reigns, like, oh, this is my yard. I'm like, get the hell out of here, man. That's not your damn yard. Get out of my face, bro. John Cena just buried you on the mic. You ain't the goddamn, this is not your yard. When John Cena just murdered him on the damn mic in that promo that one time, I'm like, get out of here.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I could elaborate more on that, and we could bring it. I would like to get other people's. Maybe I'll put that on Twitter or something, and just ask people a question like, "What do you think about this?" And just get that. So if you want to come back for that podcast, we could do something like that, because we run too late on these. We're already up to like an hour and 15 minutes or longer. So there was a review and prediction show, but I did want to touch on those things.
Sure.
Yeah, so, and I guess we'll talk. I did want to talk about the move to Fox and all that, but let's do that then next week when it happens. How about that?
Yeah, to say that.
Because then we'll go on forever.
Yeah.
No, any last words?
No, not really. Thanks for having me on, I will say. Everything fell behind me, but okay, whatever. Thanks for having me on as usual, and I hope to see a lot of you guys for
What happened? Hello? Okay, I guess boss left. I guess he's not a fan of Chris Danker anymore. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me, joining J&W Boss, and joining Chris Danker and his, he wants to give you all of him. So take it in, man. Drink it in. This has been Clash of Champions Results Review. Hit that like button, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, man. Catch you next time. Give it to me, Chris!